Hey everybody, welcome back to Ryan Makes Sense, where we talk personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. This is going to be the biggest video I think I've ever done. Definitely the most important video of 2024, in my opinion. We're going to be looking at when we could expect Bitcoin to 10x. We're going to be looking at the longer, larger chart pattern for near-term targets for Bitcoin. And we're also going to be looking at data for when we could anticipate the Bitcoin new all-time highs. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some problems with cryptocurrency that I do want to address quickly. Number one, cryptocurrency is extremely speculative. As of today, I've never used Bitcoin to purchase gas, groceries, clothing, etc. However, there are certain stores, restaurants, clothing places, grocery stores, you can actually use Bitcoin, but I never have. There are Bitcoin ATMs within gas stations where I believe you could exchange your Bitcoin for cash. Again, I've never used it. Uh, so again, it's extremely speculative. Number two, it is not the legal tender for the United States. However, it is the legal tender standard for El Salvador, which is huge. That was the first, I believe, the first country to accept cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, as legal tender. And I believe they're doing quite well. So I also do think that is kind of setting off a trigger of dominoes or what we can expect in the future with countries switching from fiat, because fiat, like the US dollar, it can be printed. Governments can print it, send it overseas. It just devalues whatever you have in your bank account. So, number one, speculation. Number two, it's not a legal standard in the United States as of 2024. It is legal standard in El Salvador as of 2024. And the last point I do want to make, it is extremely volatile. If you are losing sleep, you are stressed, you cannot stop looking at your phone every few hours for cryptocurrency prices, you might have too large of exposure to cryptocurrency and you may be inhibiting your health. So know the risks. It's extremely volatile. I believe Bitcoin, I mean, we'll look at the chart. We'll look at the chart, but it's not for the faint of heart. So I just want to clarify, I don't recommend buying cryptocurrency. I am buying cryptocurrency. I am doing it with low enough portion of my net worth to where I'm not losing sleep. But again, if Bitcoin does 10x, and we're going to see when, it would turn my little seed into the Amazon forest. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in and hit the subscribe button. Let's go. All right, so the first item we're going to address is when we could expect Bitcoin to 10x from current prices. As of today, it is trading around $66,000. Yep. So some quick backstory. This is a logarithmic chart of Bitcoin going all the way back to 2024. It essentially captures the rise from Bitcoin with different areas located here. You can see Bitcoin is dead is the purple, which is the very bottom, and then the very top is the red, which is maximum bubble territory. And Bitcoin is essentially mined, and there is only 21 million Bitcoin going to be released. There is going to be halving cycles every 4 years going into 2140, which is 116 years from now. And yeah, we're going to use this as our data point to see when we could potentially see Bitcoin at 660,000. So if we're looking at this chart, we're going to go down actually to this more updated one, it's the Bitcoin Rainbow 2023. And we're going to pull this out all the way to 2035, if it will allow. There we go. Okay, so let's give it a second to adjust. But as we can see throughout this logarithmic chart, it gets less steep as Bitcoin halving happens every 4 years. And essentially, like I said, the very bottom blue is a fire sale, and the very top bright red is maximum bubble territory. So the very minimum price as a conservative estimate. So if I scan my mouse above here, let's go to December 10th, 2030, for example. Bitcoin could get as high as 1 million, but it could get as low as 154,000. As we can see with this logarithmic chart, the minimum price of Bitcoin always has stayed in the blue area without falling through, and it has reached the maximum bubble territory once, twice, almost 3 times. Well, if we count down here, I guess 4 times. So we're using this as our indicator. So going to, sorry, I had the dates wrong. It's actually month, day, year, and I had it day, month, year. So right now, what we want to look for is the minimum conservative amount, which would be the light blue number. Right, I can't move. But basically, the lowest price on this little chart that comes up. So we want to see 660,000 as the minimum, which would be right almost, I guess we have to go to 2035. I thought it was on 2035. There's 2035. So again, so we're looking for six. Okay, so let's do the very right. Okay, so September 15th, 2036, 12 years from now, we could see a potential 10x in Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong, we could zoom out to uh, November 27th, 2027. Again, if it gets in that maximum bubble territory, we're looking at 542,000 to 723,000 Bitcoin price. So again, I think conservatively, I think 10 years from now, Bitcoin could 10x, and that could be the base. Whereas if we look here back in December of 2022, our base was 17,000. We go back to 2019, our base was 3,000. Go back to 2015, the base was 226. Gosh, go back to 2011, it was 90 cents. So you can see looking at this chart conservatively when we could expect the 10x. This is just Google the Bitcoin rainbow chart. You'll find it. Now what we're going to do is while we are on the Bitcoin rainbow chart, we're going to look at new all-time highs after the halvening. And we have three halvening cycles that have already happened. We just had our latest halvening cycle, which was, I believe, April of 2024. When was the new all-time high reached after we completed the halvening? Let's go ahead and figure that out together. I have my pet stocks, my Brazil stocks, my Mexico stocks, and now we're gonna make a section for Bitcoin all-time high after halvening. All right, so this first halvening down here, and I think the dates are actually listed. Yes, okay. Maybe not. So first halvening we're gonna say was October of 2012. All right, and where's my notes? Okay. So 10 2012 was the halvening. We did not see the all-time high until 12/9/2013. 12/9/2013. And again, this day was actually, let's just halvening dates. This is just going to save us some time. Okay. November 28th, 2012 is when it was. So November 8th. So it took exactly 1 year, 1 month for that first halvening. The second halvening was July Do the same format. 7/9/2016. And the new all-time high after that was this date right here, which is 12/6/2017. Where's my notes? 12/6/2017. That is 1 year and 4 months and gosh, 21 plus 6, 27 days. Almost 1 year and 5 months. Let's just put that. Okay. The next happening was May 11th, 2020. 5/11/2020. Any guesses when the new all-time high was then? So that was here. Bitcoin price 58, 61. What was this price right here? 62, 63. We're gonna say 11/6/2021. 11/6/2021. That was 1 year, 5 months, almost 6 months. So 1 year, 6 months roughly. All right. And now we had our last happening was April 19th, 2024. 4/19/2024. All right, we can see the trend went from 1 year and 1 month, 1 year, 5 month, 1 year and 6 months to new all-time highs. If we do 1 year, 7 months, let's do that. That puts us at basically 12/1, I guess 12/19/2025, right? 1 year. Excuse me, I guess. Excuse me. Okay. Apologies. 1 year, 5 months roughly, 1 year, 6 months roughly, 1 year, 7 months roughly. Supposed to be like 6 months, and then 1 year, 7 months roughly. Okay. 1 year from April is gonna be April of 2025. Add 7 months to that. It's gonna be about November, December. So November 2025 / December 2025 is when I think we could reach the next Bitcoin all-time high. And looking at this chart for November, December 2025, I'll just go mid-ish November. So the high could get as high as 322,000. And I'm looking at, again, the very aggressive maximum bubble territory. We've seen a lot. After every happening, the price has at least hit the second orange button, which is 182,000 to 238,000. And then we also have the 141,000 to 182,000. So that's when I think we could anticipate the next Bitcoin all-time high, around 140s to 200s. Potentially, this is all speculation, but we are using a historical chart, which does make me feel comfortable. So I'm just going to note these down really quick. So basically 300, we'll do 140 to 322,000. 140K to 320K. All right. So we've looked at the nearest all-time high. We've looked at when we could see Bitcoin 10x. Now we're going to go ahead and actually look at this huge chart here. I love charting. So we're going to look at our monthly here. And do you see what I see? All right, so what I see is a cup and handle. We have the cup formed, and if you are wondering, I don't have the option to draw here. Static, interactive, let's see. I can draw. All right. So basically, what we have here, come on. And this is absolutely fantastic. When we have a cup with the right side of the cup being high, that is extremely beautiful. Uh, Ticker symbol SOL, Renesola, which is now Emerin, had the same pattern. Digital Turbine, ticker symbol APPS, had the same freaking cup and handle chart on the monthly. A few others as well. Again, absolutely fantastic. We have the left side of the cup, the high of 68.70 and the high here of 73.942. So we're going to do this the right way. We're going to calculate the cup height. And this is going to give, this is going to be very important. So again, our high here was actually 69,000, and I'm seeing that right here. You can see the numbers. I can't really, can I, wrong hand? The numbers that are being populated right on this line right here. And actually my head is in the way. So now let's move my head over here. Move this way over here. Okay. So our Bitcoin high was 69,000. And you can see when I hover over right here, there's H with 69,000. And then our cup height over here was 73,794 plus 73,794 divided by 2. Okay, our cup height as an average is 71. So now we're doing our cup and handle price target. Okay, cup height equals 71,397. Now what we have to do is get the cup low. And what we're going to do is go back to the chart. And our low is going to be between these three candles. So our low here was 15,479. The low here was 16,293. And the low here is 16,496. The first one was the lowest. So remember 15,479 minus 15,479. Okay. Wrong button. Cup low was, sorry, I got so many things going on here. Apologies. All right, 15,479. Okay, now we take the height minus low, which equals 55,918. And now we're going to add this to the cup height, which gives us, again, 55,918 plus 71,397, which equals plus 71,397. Target of 127,000 as the Bitcoin price target. I feel comfortable with that. As the cup and handle price target. Also looking at the chart here, it does fit into, again, a more conservative Bitcoin price target. That is about a 2x from today's prices. So that's very exciting. Yeah, so I think over this next year and actually I guess now a year and 5 or 6 months, we could see some real fun times for Bitcoin and all other cryptocurrencies. So thank you so much for watching. I think this is the most important video of the year. My next video, I'll cover what cryptocurrencies I'm holding. Do not copy what I do because I am not a professional. So that's my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this with your friends, family. Check this chart out, Bitcoin Rainbow chart. See what you think. I'm about to sneeze. Thanks for watching. If you made this far, consider subscribing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go Bitcoin, go crypto.